Right? There is no hope. And you know it now, like I do. Don't you? There is no hope for any of us.
So let's get to the episode we're on. Did we miss anything besides before 8? I think we got all the main points.
So. I mean, a lot happened, so we might have missed something.
We know Lori's keeping. Well, she plans to keep the baby at this point. We know we got all of that.
Oh, but we don't know because you won't tell me.
It's
Shane's or Rick. So
yes,
I don't know.
We did make that point. You mentioned it in the last video, but like we only bury the people we love versus the.
Yes, I was safer to just burn everyone.
I would just burn everybody, and I feel like all of them were somebody loved them at some point. Right. You know, it's like all these were people, exactly. And they were all loved at some point. So exactly. I don't know.
It's
I get
arbitrary.
It is, and I get it. I get what they're doing, and I get we bury, and I could see that with maybe Sophia for sure too, because she was a kid. Right. But it's like, I don't know. That I was kind of I'm kind of indifferent on the. I feel like sanitary reasons you just burn instead of bury. I don't feel like.
Well, I feel like their body is gonna infect.
You might burn them in a different pile. I don't know, but it's
their
like
body will like infect the soil and like. Yeah. What if you were trying to grow food and then you have like the zombie underneath the ground and it's like in the soil and then you eat? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I guess having a grave marker for the ones you love, or something like that, or some memorial. A memorial that would be more. But as far as like, and maybe spread their ashes or something, I don't know. Okay. But I feel like, it did. I always, when they say that, I always kind of feel like, what about the poor? They were loved too. They just wandered. They just wandered off from their families or wherever they were.
But
so
I feel like it's making a point that if something like this happened, everyone has to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you can't, this sounds horrible, but there's a limit to how many people you can care deeply about.
Yeah.
And that sounds really harsh, but think about how many people are in the world, and it's just not possible to care about everyone equally. And at some point, if you're in a survivalist situation, you probably do have some kind of arbitrary line that you draw of who you can truly care about and who is just kind of extra people.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds bad, but I feel like that's kind of been part of the show.
I hear Nebraska's nice. Nebraska. This guy.
Season finale, that's great. So the mid-season finale, they end up at a bar, and we see those two guys come in. So Rick he goes to get Herschel. I think because Beth is having some problems. That's the younger sister.
How did I already forget about the bar? That was the last thing we saw.
The last thing we saw. So after that, a lot happened before. It's easy to forget. So we have Beth, the younger sister of one of Herschel's daughters, is having some medical problem. They go to get Herschel, and he's at a bar in town, in an abandoned bar, getting drunk. It's revealed that at one time he had a drinking problem at some point.
Right.
And then Rick and Glenn go after him, and we see Rick and Glenn kind of have that moment in the truck when they go over there. And while they're there, two men come in. So what'd you think about that? You remember the two men that came in and were like, so where are you going?
That scared me.
Nebraska, So I heard Nebraska is pretty nice. And they wanted to know if they had the farm. Sounds like you guys got a farm or something.
Yeah, and I feel like they should have just told them we have to leave the farm, we're not welcome there or something. Because they didn't really tell them that. They just told them oh, there's no more room for you.
Yeah.
And I guess if someone wanted to stay on your farm and you told them there's no more room for you, they'll be mad at you. But if you told them it's not our farm and we're not actually welcome there either, we have to leave too, then they kind of understand your side. You know? Because they didn't do that. They just said, oh, there's no more room for you. And
yeah.
Of course, I don't know, but that whole scene was very tense. Because
it was very.
You want to believe that you can trust someone because they're on your side. They're not a walker. Like, that's the enemy, basically. You want to trust them, but you realize you can't trust people because you don't know if they're just out for their own good and they're going to take everything you have or hurt you.
Yeah, I felt like that when I was really shocked when I first watched it. I was shocked when Rick went straight from being suspicious of them to just shooting them, just killing them dead. It was like,
I was shocked
whoa,
too.
Wait, what happened? So I was like,
That
I was
felt
shocked.
sudden.
Since I knew what was going to happen this time, I was watching slightly more carefully. I didn't notice it the first time I watched it, but the guy I do believe was going for a gun. It looked like he made a move. He made a movement for a gun. So I thought, okay, but Rick was just really quick.
But still, it was like, I went for my gun. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not...
It did feel kind of quick. I don't think the guy was going to shoot him. Like, I feel like he would, if he would have pulled his gun and Rick, he would have just said, now you're going to tell me where your farm is, or something like that. But at the same time, you don't want to deal with that either. So
and I hate to say it because you wouldn't want someone to just randomly be killed, but they are so focused on survival, and I guess they worry about, I can't let anybody come and potentially, take our stuff,
right, or hurt their their family and things like that. So he still has his son back there and like the other families. Right. So it's like, you want to be really careful about that. But yeah, I mean, it was a really tense moment. Do you have any, so they're in the bar right now. Do you have any predictions of what you think might happen? Also, don't forget, we'll get the Lori had a little thing at the end too, but just with the bar, do you have any predictions? Since you don't know yet.
I'm wondering if Herschel will let them stay longer because they kind of protected the farm from these two new guys who, I don't know that Herschel necessarily trusts the group anyway, but like, at least he knows that they were trying to protect the farm from the two new guys that we don't know that we could have trusted, maybe. So I don't know if they'll let them stay longer. I'm kind of wondering if they don't stay, they'll have to find either their own farm. Although they did mention, one of the girls, or someone said, well, you can find another farmhouse, and someone said, no, you can't. Like, they're all taken over or burned down or something. So that may not be easy, but I feel like if they have to move on, they're going to have to find another farm. Or if they can't find another farm, maybe they'll try to get Herschel to let them stay. But yeah, because I'm just thinking at some point you're going to run out of food. You can go into all the groceries and get like canned goods and things that will last, but at some point they're going to have to grow their own food, have their own water supply, figure out how to clean their own water supply. They're going to have to learn things like being an electrician or something. Like, they're going to have to figure out more long-term survival stuff. I feel like this show, you're never guaranteed someone's going to live. So I'm assuming that Rick and Shane and, well, now I don't even know about Carl, but Lori, you assume like a few people will make it because they're like the stars, I guess, or the main characters. But I feel like you can't even be sure who's gonna, like, anyone could die at any time.
Yeah, anybody could.
It's not like, usually a show you're like, okay, the core people are not gonna die, but other characters will. And I feel like with this, we don't know moment to moment who might die.
And then the last little bit that we got was Lori going after Herschel and Rick to bring them back, which I'm like, I don't know why she just didn't wait, because Rick was already out getting them, but she needs to go get them too. Distracted from the road, she swerves and her car flips.
That made me nuts. I was like, why?
I was annoyed a little bit with Lori there too, because I'm like, there's no one on the road. Pay attention to the road. But I mean, I get it. Things happen.
Wasn't there a walker?
There was a walker.
That's why she swerved.
That's why she swerved.
What was she looking down at? Do we know?
I think a map.
Okay.
I think it was a map to find the bar, I guess.
Okay.
But that's where we left off at. So who knows if she's okay or not.
Yeah.
But any predictions if she's okay or not?
I don't know. I would have thought maybe the accident made her No, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I
We'll
feel
find
like
out.
the show has been so unpredictable. Every time I think something's gonna happen, then it's not what happens.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It takes you for a loop. So,
yeah, absolutely.
well, I think that's good. I think we have covered all of season
Okay.
2. We're at the mid-season finale. Just finished it, so now we're going on to season 2, episode 9.
And we're ready to watch.
We're ready
I'm
to
excited.
watch. Well, see us in the next video reacting.
Yeah.
Bye.